Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Hellbent, the final episode of season 9 of Doctor Who. Now, what did I think about this episode? I hate it. Okay, there is a lot of things I hate. I haven't been this mad at an episode since never. I've never been this mad at an episode. Never. No. Not even with the wedding of River Song, I wasn't this mad. This episode makes me want to scream to the heavens and say, why? I am so mad at this episode. So, let's begin. So, we begin somewhere in America, Nevada, and the doctor walks into the same diner that was in The Impossible Astronaut, and he meets a person that has Clara's face, and neither of them seems to recognize each other. And this gets you interested in the episode. I thought when I first watched this episode that she was an echo, which would have been better. And the doctor tells her the story of how he got into this point. So, we go back to Gallifrey, and we see the doctor walking across to the bond that we last saw in Listen, and how the High Council and the Sisterhood of Khan are wondering what he's doing. So the Lord President sends some of the soldiers, but the Doctor doesn't move, then sends the High Council. Then he goes there himself. And by the way, the Lord President is played by Donald Trump. I think that's his name. And he's from Games of Thrones. And he does a great job as being Lord President Rassilon. It was so fun to watch him. I wish they had kept him in the show more because he was such a good character. I wanted to see more of him. And so then, like the Doctor, basically, no one wants to shoot at the Doctor because he's a war hero and he saved them. So the entire firing squad that the Lord President has brought turns on him, and the Doctor tells Rassilon to get off his planet. And the Doctor takes over. And I liked the first 15 minutes, then everything else goes to hell. Sorry for the pun. But yeah. Okay. I have many problems with this episode. First, the major part of the problem is so we have Rassilon, one of the most powerful Time Lords ever, and he gets defeated in a few minutes. That's one of the main problems with this story. How you had such a powerful figure in the end of time, and you reduced him to a guy that is just defeated in 5 minutes. That's the problem. But don't worry, I still have many, many more problems with this episode. So the Doctor becomes Lord President and banishes Rassilon and the High Council off Gallifrey. And the General from the Day of the Doctor asks the Doctor about the hybrid. And the Doctor replies he needs his friend Clara, who died in the Face of Raven. So they head to an extraction chamber, and the Doctor rescues Clara right before her death. But she has to go back to that moment in time one day, or time will die. But then the Doctor, so Clara's back, then the Doctor grabs a gun and shoots the General, and the General regenerates into a woman. Yeah. Now, to me, I think Stephen Moffat just put this part into the episode, or because he just wanted to make fans think, yes, there can be a female Doctor one day. This proves it. We have finally shown a regeneration where someone becomes a female. And why did you actually do it? Didn't do anything for the plot. The next incarnation of the General was basically the same. No, nothing else except that she was a woman. And so yeah, the Doctor and Clara escape through where the cloisters are, and these are creatures that are are part of the Matrix computers that are trapped and they defend the Matrix. And like the Doctor and Clara try to find a way out of there. And then the Time Lords chase after them, but the Doctor sees another TARDIS. And we leave Gallifrey and we forget about the Time Lords. Who cares? Not like we've been waiting like 2 years for the Doctor to return to Gallifrey. So the Doctor and Clara head to the end of time where they encounter my least favorite character of the entire series, Ashildr or me. I find Ashildr a terrible, undeveloped character that I couldn't care less about her. I don't like the idea. Look, I get it, that you're immortal, but all technology, including all technology, wears out. They cannot keep running forever. I don't care if it's some kind of magic immortal chip. It has to break down one day. So it doesn't make sense how Ashildr is at the end of the universe. Yes, she lived, but still, she would still die. I don't care. There's no way someone could live to the end of time itself. It's just impossible, and I don't like that. And her being there is pointless. It's all about the Doctor just saying, "Oh yes, yes, I'm gonna erase Clara's memories." Oh yeah, like we haven't seen that before. And Ashildr was basically there just to say, "Oh, the hybrid is you and Clara," which seems pointless. A hybrid is the mix of two creatures, and not two people. Like it's two creatures merged into one. That's a hybrid, not two people. That's just stupid. Since the Doctor saw this device that will erase someone's memory, the Doctor reversed it so it will work on the Doctor himself. So they say so the Doctor realizes it and they go ahead with it because it turns out like the Doctor doesn't want Clara to die but it seems selfish, by the way. All of time is in danger with Clara being alive, which is just stupid, by the way. And it goes behind everything the Doctor stands for. And what about all the other companions that died? Why is Clara so important to the Doctor? Why not Adric or Katarina or Lucy or Molly? What about them? They're dead. So the Doctor memory is wiped, and we go back to this diner where the Doctor's finished telling his story, and it turns out he still remembers his adventures with Clara, and still remembers there was a Clara with him, but he can't remember what she looked like, or what her personality was. And it turns out the diner was actually the TARDIS the Doctor stole. And now Clara's basically immortal, running through the universe, taking a long way back to Gallifrey with Ashildr, because she knows she has to die one day, but now she's basically immortal, so that day can be like 1 billion years from now. Don't you just love happy endings? The Doctor realizes, I think he realizes, that Waitress was Clara, because there's a painting from Face the Raven that Wrigley did on the TARDIS with Clara's face. So I think he put two and two together. So he enters the TARDIS and gets a new sonic screwdriver. Thank you. No more sonic sunglasses. Thank you. We now only have a sonic screwdriver. So yeah, I really did not like this episode because it was full of plot holes like, oh yes, why did the Doctor have to shoot the General? He was helping the Doctor. I get it, but still, you shoot the one person that was helping you throughout this entire episode. Yeah, that's smart. Oh, and what was the point of Ashildr being there? Nothing. It was just to explain that the hybrid was Clara and the Doctor. Maybe it was never proved. It was never confirmed. And it was just there so the Doctor could explain what he was about to do to Clara, so Clara could change the events. Oh, and remember season 1 where the Doctor says you can't play God, you can't control life and death? Yeah, that's thrown away because, ooh, because, oh, the Doctor lost his friend, so he can do whatever he wants. Like, there's no nothing to go wrong. If you can save someone, there's no consequences or whatever. You won't get in trouble. And with the time slowing dying around you, you can still have fun. It doesn't matter if you wait a billion years. You can still go on, have a few adventures, and there would be nothing wrong with that. Come on, look. And the episode, Hellbent, it was supposed to have the Doctor going so far. And what did he basically do? Save his friend and shoot someone. That's all he did. Nothing else. If the Doctor, like, murdered an entire planet or rewrote time and causing, like, the death of Rassilon instead of banishing him, that would have been good. And by the way, this episode now makes the last 3 years of Doctor Who pointless to me because basically the Doctor doesn't get any development. He can't remember Clara, which doesn't cause any development for the character. It just resets him to deep breath. There's no development. There's nothing from the Doctors to say, I've gone too far. I shouldn't have another companion. No, and Stephen Moffat says, we go so dark in the finale. No, you don't. You don't do anything that goes way too far. You don't do anything that can change the Doctor. Doesn't even develop his character because he can't even remember Clara. And you want to know the best part is? The best part of this entire episode? Clara gets a happy ending. Basically, yes, she dies one day, but she can still go traveling around in a TARDIS diner, which is stupid, by the way. How it looks on TV, it's spinning around, it's just stupid. And you want to know something else? Heaven sent, a great episode is now completely pointless. How the Doctor accepts Clara's death, how he moves on, is completely thrown away. Everything we saw the Doctor go through in episode 11 is just pointless. It's like the Wedding a River song where the Doctor accepts his death, then a few seconds later he changes his mind. That's not good writing, Stephen. That's terrible writing. There. Okay. And I also like how we got to Gallifrey and it didn't even lead to anything. It was pointless. The Time Lords hardly did anything. Rassilon was the best part of the episode, and he was only in the episode for 4 minutes, maybe 5. And this episode was 65 minutes long. Oh, and by the way, they just put in a lot of fan service to make sure, people might not like this episode. I would just throw in a bunch of fan service. We saw the first Doctor's TARDIS. Yeah! We saw Cybermen, Weeping Angels, Daleks. We had a reference to the Academy. We had a reference to Missy. That isn't how you write a good story, Stephen. You need good characters. Like maybe if you didn't put in Clara, maybe if you had like the Doctor about to do something so terrible, it made him realize he's gone too far and stops and moves on and continues to be a Doctor to honor Clara's memory. That would have been a good story, not this. This episode was trash. If I was a fan of Doctor Who and this was the first episode I saw, I would never tune in for another episode. Because this is the worst episode of the series. Maybe of the entire series. And season 9 has been so good. Like, I've been giving the episode 7, 8. I gave 2 episodes a 9 this year. And you see, it is terrible. and it should never be watched because I watched it twice. This is my own personal hell watching this episode. Because I feel like I've been trapped for 4.5 billion years watching this episode. Now I know how the Doctor feels because this is exactly how I felt when I was watching this episode. Oh, and by the way, Hellbent, that it should have been called the Doctor going just breaking a few rules. Like this episode said, if you took everything away from the Doctor, if you broke his heart, what do you get? You get slight angry Doctor. That's all you get. You never saw him go anywhere too far. He just shot a man. Oh yeah, like we haven't seen that before. Like he never shot anyone in the classic series. And he basically saved his companion. Oh yeah, like what he did with Charlie in the 8th Doctor's audio ventures. How he stopped her from dying. Yeah, like we haven't seen that before. And Stephen Moffat reused the season 4 finale. He just changed it up a bit. Instead of the companion forgetting about the Doctor forgot about the companion. And that's terrible writing, Stephen. You can't even come up with a good ending for yourself. You have to reuse a Russell T Davies story from an episode that wasn't that good either. Ugh. Oh, and by the way, this episode makes Face the Raven completely pointless. I'm not sure if I mentioned it because I'm so mad, but it doesn't. Because, oh yes, Clara's going to die one day, but she still can have a lot of adventures. Yeah, that's because because people shouldn't come to terms with death. Stephen, I know you like bringing back characters from the dead. I know you like bringing Clara, Rory, Ashilda, but those three... Rory died, by the way, and Clara would die, and Ashilda will have to die one day. I don't care. I will make it my personal opinion to make sure I will become a writer if I have to, and write an episode where Ashilda and Clara are dead. I don't care, because this episode makes me so mad. So yeah, that has been some of my issues. You know, I feel good getting that out now. No, I think I give this episode a 2 out of 10 because of the terrible plot for destroying the perfect ending for Clara, and not having the beginning of that Clara in the diner and Echo, which would have been a fitting ending that would have had the Doctor move on from Clara. That would have been a good ending. But no, Stephen, you just have to go back and bring someone back to life. I know you're all up for people living, that everybody lives, but no, not when you reuse ideas over and over. And plus, I forgot to mention this, the hybrid doesn't even feel close because we never got an answer. Yes, we might have gotten, the Doctor's the hybrid, Ashilda's the hybrid, Clara and the Doctor are the hybrid, Osgood's the hybrid. Like, there has been too many people. We never got a confirmed answer for that story arc because it feels like it's not done yet. I have a feeling Stephen Moffat is going to bring back Clara for the 12th Doctor's final episode. I just know that. Because I know Stephen Moffat won't leave until Peter Capaldi leaves. And this is nothing against Peter Capaldi, but I hope he does leave at the end of season 10. So Stephen Moffat will leave. Because he's such a great actor, and I don't want him to be brought down by terrible writing like from this episode. After Heaven Sent, I am completely disappointed in Stephen Moffat. Like, I am a person who usually defends some of his episodes, like The Magician's Apprentice, The Witch's Familiar. I defended Angels of Manhattan. Now I feel ashamed for even defending the man after this episode. So yeah, I give Hellbent a 2 out of 10. I'm the Dynamic Dover, and I will see you back at Christmas for the Doctor Who reviews for the Has-Beens of River Song, which seems like another terrible episode. Till next time.